Hello, this is a one-person studio here, and welcome to my coding game series where I solve problem-solving challenges on easy difficulty. Today I'm going to solve this puzzle, Moves in Maze. For this puzzle I have to use flood fill, BFS and maze to complete this puzzle. If I click on flood fill, it will tell us the definition of it. Flood fill, also called seed fill, is an algorithm that determines the area connected to a given node in a multi-dimensional array. It is used in the bucket fill tool of paint programs to fill connected, similarly colored areas with a different color, and in games such as Go, Minesweeper for determining which pieces are cleared. So this is a 4 directions, and this is a 8 directions right here. If I go back and go to BFS, it will tell us the definition of that. So BFS is an algorithm for traversing or searching tree or graph data structures. It starts at the tree root and explores the neighboring nodes first, before moving to the next level neighbors. Thus, closer nodes get visited first, right here. So this is the sweater code. This is going to be quite important for me to complete this puzzle, so it's quite important for me to memorize this. Let's go back. I don't think it's anything for a maze, but let's click it. No, it doesn't. Alright, let's read the goal to complete the puzzle. You're in a maze. You have to find the minimum number of moves to reach each cell from starting point and output those numbers in the initial maze. The numbers of moves is represented using a character 0, 9, then A to Z. They give an example right here. So A is equal to 10, B is equal to 11, and Z equals to 35. You may move from a cell to a neighboring cell which is not a wall in any one of the 4 directions: left, right, up and down. The maze is periodic. If you go left, you appear on the right. If there's no wall, and vice versa, similarly with up and down. There may be unreachable points. The input maze is made of hashtag of walls, which is a dot for free spaces, and an S for the starting position. The output must be made of hashtag for walls, a dot for unreachable points, and numbers 0 to 9 and A to Z. I'm not going to use Python. I've been using Python for the last few episodes. The language I'm going to use is C++. Let's look at the input so you can tell us what they did. The first line is the 2 space separate integers, which is the width and height of the maze. So this is the width, this is the height, and the following lines are basically just creating the maze right here. So let's write here, creating the maze. And finally, for the output is the maze with numbers for the reachable points. So right here, let's do it below here actually. Okay. So this is the constraints. 3 less than equal to W, and H is less than equal to 30. There are no more than 35 moves needed to reach a point. So this is the example for input and output right here. Okay, let's start things off. I'm not going to include all the includes. The only include I'm going to actually include is the first one. So let's get rid of all that. I don't need using namespace std. I'm going to use this instead. So struct chord int x, y, and n. Oh, my bad. I used the wrong brackets, so let's change that. If we search this up, it will tell us what it does. So let's do it. Structures are a way to group several related variables into one place. Each variable in the structure is known as a member of the structure. Unlike an array, a structure can contain many different data types. For example, integer, string, and bool. And we will check what this does in programming. Basically, the brackets right here, it literally just denotes a code block. That's what it does. The difference between this one and this one, the square brackets, it just reverts to an array subscript. Okay, let's go back to the coding. And I still want to include the main. Oh, let's get rid of this. We don't need this. I want to include the width and height, but I want to do it in one line, so it just makes it easier. So let's do width, height. Let's do also. What does it say? Okay, let's just make it up. Let's do x and y, which is equal to -1. So x and y are also width and height. So x is the width and y is the height. Let's input that. So to do this is std. Let's do sin w h. Let's do it again. Std sin. We want to ignore that. So what that does is basically they provide three overloads. Since the first two are much simpler than the general case, also the latter two can thus adopt the same strategy used by getLine above. I want to next I want to include a string. So to do this is std string. We're going to use h. Let's add I want to add a for loop. So to do this, let's do for int I equals to 0. Let's do I is less than h, and we want to do this first. So let's check what that does, because there's differences in programming. So the double plus I will increment the value of I, and then return the incremented value. The difference is for I++ will increment the value of I, but it will return the original value before being incremented. So that's the difference between the two. Let's inside the for loop, let's get line. Let's do that. What that does is basically it doesn't really say it properly. Let's find it online. GetLine C++. It extracts characters from is and stores them into string until the delimitation character delim is found. That's not really right. Okay, the C++ getLine is an inbuilt function defined in the string header file that allows accepting and reading single and multiple line strings from the input stream. So that's the proper definition for getLine. What we want to do with that is we want to do this. We want to input g, which is I. Let's check. Yeah, okay. It's not really. They're not really set properly. Let's research it again. Let's find it. I can't find it. Yeah, object of a class in stream that represent the standard input stream oriented to narrow characters. Yeah, that's basically what it does. The next, what we want to do is add an if statement. So if we want to if y is double equal to -1, x is equal to gi, and I want to we want to find first off what that does is basically if found, it returns the index where it is what was found. No, yeah, okay, yeah. It says it finds the position of the character string. That's not. They're not proper definitions. Let's just research again. Yeah. It searches the string for the first character that matches any of the characters specified in its argument. And inside that, we want to find the letter S. And for y, double equals to std string. We want to do mpos, which is not equals to x, and we want to do a question mark because we want to add another one, I colon -1. And I think I've made an error right here. Instead of a 2 equals 1, it's just 1. If we search what mpos does, it doesn't really tell us once again. So let's research that. Let's search that up. mpos is a static member of constant value with the greatest possible value for the element of type size _t. It is used as a value of len. I see another error. Is it because I didn't use a semicolon? Yeah, that's why. It should work now. Okay, it works. So now I want to add chord. Let's do chords, and let's add the number 1024. The reason why it's a squiggly line is because I spelled it wrong right here. So now it should work. So let's add a len. So integer len. That's equals to 0. Let's do it equals to 0. It basically is a type integer. That's what it does. Next, we want to include both y and x. So to do that is g x. That's equal to string 0. Does it tell us what it does? Yeah. So that's an example right here. It's just a variable. So next, we want to increment the len. So to do this is a len ++, which is equals to x, y, and 0. For this one, let's add a while loop. So we want to do it less than len. Inside the while loop, we're just gonna add int x and int x1. I'll just show you how to do that. So int x is equals to chords. Let's do it dot x. Y is equal to chords it dot y. Let's do n is equal to chords it, and let's do n plus 1. For int x1, it's kind of short, so let's do x plus 1. We want to use a remainder, sorry, so let's do remainder w. Next is let's do x underscore 1, which is equals to x minus 1 plus w. Let's do a percentage w again. For y1, let's do y1 equals to y plus 1, and use the percentage h, and let's do y underscore 1. This is equals to y minus 1 plus h, with the percentage h. So that should be finished. Now let's add a character, so character c, which is equals to, let's do n less than 10. Let's use the question mark. Let's do n plus, let's use a string 0, and use a colon, n minus 10 plus, let's use the string capital A. If we check what the question mark does, it will tell us. So the question mark is the conditional operator. The code means that, for example, if f is double equals to r, then 1 is returned. Otherwise, it returns 0. And for the colon, so it means that len is not set using the default constructor. Well, no, that's not really an example right here. Okay, so it's called the scope resolution operator. So we're not using 2 columns. Oh no, that's for double columns. Let's type in single column. The single column could also signify class inheritance. If the class declaration is followed by a single colon and a class name, it means the class derives from the class behind the single colon. So that's what the single colon does. So now we're going to add 4 if statements starting from y and x1. So let's do y. So this is quite important. So let's do y. We're going to use double spacing, and you find out why. Let's do g double space, leave it, and let's do x1. Only 1 space. Or was it 2 space? Let's do 1 space for now. If it's wrong there, I just did another space. Which is double equals to dot, and let's do gy again, double space, x1, just the 1 space, is equals to C chords len plus plus. This equals that to x1 space y double space n. That's kind of confusing, but I'll try to explain it why I did that. So for the second one, let's do it's similar. So let's do g y double space. Let's do x1. No, x underscore 1. Sorry, which is equals to a dot. And then for the second one, let's do gy double space x minus 1, no, not minus 1, underscore 1, sorry. We will equal that to C chords len plus plus. Let's do x. I forgot the equal sign. X1 x min underscore 1. Let's use y double space, and let's use n. For the last two, we're gonna do if g y1 double space. No, it's a single space. Single space. We're gonna do x. Now that's gonna be double space. We'll equal that to the dot, and we're gonna do g. No, that's not how you do it. We're gonna do g y1. Let's do a double space. No, just just the one space, because we add the extra 1. Let's do x double space. We will equal to so we will equal to C chords len plus plus. Let's equal that to x double space y1 n. I made a mistake. It's the y1. That's why. And finally, let's do if g y is underscore 1. I made a mistake. So what's the mistake I made? Y underscore 1. Oh, it's because I didn't use the capital Y. Okay. Let's do an. I don't know what it's not right. I don't know why. It should be Y underscore 1. Right. X double space. Let's see. Double equals to that. The dot sign. We will do g y underscore 1. Let's use x double space. You can see the pattern. C chords len plus plus. Let's equal that. Let's use x double space y_1 and n. So that is it. But to finish the while loop, there's plus it. So now the while loop is finished. So now to print it, we will add a for loop. So let's do for int I is equal to 0, I is less than h. Let's do plus I. And now to print it out, let's do std cout g I, and then we will use a \n, which means it basically means a new line. And that's it. Let's close the bracket. What do we need? We might need that. Let's do it here. We don't need all this. Let's do width and height for the maze, and we will print this out for this, and that is it. We don't need the rest, and hopefully this should work. Yes, it does. Right, that works. Let's submit it. 100%. Yeah, this is a long episode. So if you stayed to the end, I really appreciate that. If you didn't, that's fine. And I'll see you in the next one.